Tonight, on Surrender or Reassign, we examine a pattern that legal scholars and historians have been tracking across decades: how shifts in the Supreme Court reshape the meaning of civil rights in America, not through opinion, not through emotion, but through rulings that redefine the boundaries of justice. When the court rewrites the rules, the nation rewrites its reality. The question for us is simple: do we surrender to the new landscape or reassign our understanding of what civil rights truly mean? Recent reporting highlights a series of discussions that have reshaped voting rights, affirmative action, reproductive access, environmental protections, and the balance of federal versus state power. Analysts note that these rulings often represent some of the most significant civil rights reveals in modern history. Whether one agrees or disagrees with the outcomes, the scale of change is undeniable. And here's the key: every major shift in American civil rights, from Reconstruction to Jim Crow, from the Civil Rights Act to the Voting Rights Act, has always come down to one thing: who interprets the Constitution and how. That's the heart of tonight's segment. Legal scholars point out that the court's current majority reflects a judicial philosophy emphasizing originalism, limited federal oversight, and a narrow reading of civil rights protections. Supporters say this restores constitutional purity. Critics says it rolls back decades of progress. But the real question for us is not who's right, it's what happens next. Because every time the court shifts, our country shifts with it. When the court narrowed voting protections, states rewrote election laws. When the court ended affirmative action, universities wrote admission policies and rewrote them. When the court changed reproductive access, legislatures rewrote healthcare rules. The court rules, and the nation reorganizes. So tonight we ask the question: surrender or reassign? Do we surrender to the new legal landscape, or do we reassign our understanding of what civil rights look like in 2026? Because civil rights have never been static. They expand, contract, and expand again. They are shaped by lawmakers, voters, movements, and the stories we tell about justice. And that brings us to a deeper issue: who gets to define the truth of civil rights in America? This connects directly to your idea of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because truth is not a fact, it's a ruling. Every major civil rights reversal in American history has followed the same pattern: a shift in power, a shift in interpretation, a shift in rights, a shift in public narrative. Reconstruction, Jim Crow, the civil rights movement, the modern era. The pendulum swings. The court decides. The people respond. And history records the consequences. So what do we do with the truth? The whole truth, and nothing but the truth on whether the court is right or wrong. Do we surrender to it or reassign it? Because civil rights are not just legal doctrines. They are lived realities, your reality, my reality, their reality. And now every generation must decide how far they are willing to go to protect them. And as the tribunal adjourned, a second figure stepped out from the shadows, taller, darker, wearing a wide-brimmed hat of a man who once built his legacy on strategy, not service. Unlike the first, this one had never acted from noble purposes. His game was power, his craft was manipulation, and his truth was whatever kept his house of cards standing. The tribunal did not punish him. They reassigned him and set him back to an earlier age to confront the origins of the very systems he once exploited. Because in this universe, everyone must face the truth they have created. I'm Elizabeth Caldwell. This is Surrender or Reassign. Stay steady, stay sharp, and stay awake.